Good morning, participants. Good morning, family. Good morning, all and sundry. Tonight promises to be a great night again. I'm simply Seton, your regular anchor. It's good to see all of you here today, and we actually thank God for making us to see the half of the year. And this remaining half promises to be exciting and be a blessing for us all. Thank you so much, and we say uh, Eid Mubarak to our Muslim friends that just celebrated just this past week. We didn't get to see your middle. So um, today we don't even know I don't know how to start today because I'm just super excited of how it's gonna turn out, and it's gonna be a great session. Last week we had Ivory Olu taking us on investment and opportunities, making your financial journey worthwhile. So it was too loaded for us to contain in a session. So we decided to run a part two today. So today is going to be more of interactive session that we have questions and answers. So kindly get your answers. If you're not ready to speak or come on camera, you can put them in the chat. I'll read them out to her to answer. And also we have the 3SD for a few minutes to start us with one or two questions from the audience as well. We have the recorded version for last week on YouTube. You can see investment and opportunities on Long Reach CIG. You can see my Duru there, but it's actually Long Reach CIG. So you can click on the like button, subscribe, and click on the notification button to get notified when we upload our videos. So that channel is loaded with a lot of goodies, a lot of nuggets for you. You can just find from. Also, our Facebook page is the CIG Hub. You can also get more of nuggets there. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I'll play the video profile for Ivory Olu as she comes up, and also with the I will just introduce the 3SD by just, it's our chief servant, so we all know him. So I'll just introduce him very briefly. So before then, I introduce Ivory.
Ivory Olu is a leading personal development coach, founder of the JetSpeed Millionaires Group, a fast-growing organization of men and women from diverse backgrounds, continents, and professions with a common vision to create a better life and future for themselves and others. She's also a sought-after team-building consultant with a burning passion to train and guide individuals and business owners to clarify and achieve their specific goals in business, finance, health, and wellness through personal development and teamwork. She holds a BSc in marketing and a Master of Policy and Administrative Studies, both at the University of Calabar. Ivory also holds a certification with the South-South Entrepreneurship Development Center. She is the CEO of the JetSpeed Business Academy, an academy specifically designed to help turn ordinary people into extraordinary leaders in the MLM industry. Ivory Olu is a fellow of the Institute of Policy, Diplomacy and Management and Customer Relationship Management. As an accomplished professional with 12 years of banking industry experience, having worked with 3 multinational banks and attended a raft of other relevant courses that range from customer service, project management, wealth management, and sales and marketing. Ivory is one of the top leaders of Long Reach Bioscience International, a Chinese direct selling company with over $4 billion in assets and has an incredible presence in Nigeria and over 183 other countries. Among her favorite quotes are, "Life isn't about achieving someone's success. It's about creating success for yourself. Stop saying it didn't work for me. Better to say I didn't work for it." A focused, diligent, and consistent person will always see results, no matter the business or company. She's a wife, a mother of 3, and a Christian who builds all her ideas and projects on the unshaken principles of discipline, hard work, and integrity. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you an Amazon, the delectable Ivory Olu.
Thank you. Okay. Also, we have our 3SD who's going to take the first question anyway. Okay, let me just hear the welcome from Ivory. Welcome, boss.
Wonderful parents and partners. So good to be here again.
Thank you so much for coming again. All right. Our Felix Staff Director, Emmanuel Eduro, we all know him. He has his bachelor's degree from economics from Bayero University in Kano State, Nigeria, and he also has a master's degree in business development and innovation from the Ulster University in the UK. He is the team lead and the chief servant for Caritas Investment Group, the one we know as CIG. He's a project manager with entrepreneurial mindset with public health. He's also a public health activist. He's the founder of Emmanuel Eduro Foundation, a foundation that takes care of widows and supports orphans as well. Today, we have him on just the spotlight for a few minutes because Ivory Olu is going to take most of the time. So, but before we go on to our main guest, I just want us to say one or two things, and I'll ask you one question. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening.
Boss, I don't know how to start because we talked about investments and opportunities, making your financial journey worthwhile. And this has been a more of a topical issues for ages. Now, can you tell us about your own investment philosophy and approach you've given over the years?
Okay. Thank you very much, Simply Seton. And once again, I want to welcome our guests, Ivory Olu, for taking out time to, support our business journey with a platform called Longbridge. To answer your question directly, I will say I approach life as a race. Life is a race, and I try as much as possible to focus on the end point, the finish line. So as long as I'm in the race, a lot has to be put in. I need energy all the time. The energy can be mental, it can be physical. So I'm bringing it down for us to understand what I'm trying to say is when you are an employee, that does not stop you from having an entrepreneurial mindset. Every individual is an entrepreneur because one source of income is never enough. Little wonder employees of an organization try to do what is called cooperative. Cooperative is, established to provide more for the benefit of every employee or staff of that organization. And that is why they, try to do what is called cooperative. Now, if you find yourself, doing a particular business and you are relying so much on the business is good. Yes, it is good. But at the same time, when we talk about investment, it means you must try as much as possible to spread your risk. Because if you are going into investment, an investment could be profitable and at the same time it could bring loss. So you spread your risk so that if it is up to 4 minimum and some doesn't work out, some will work out. So you as an individual, most especially breadwinners that are here, don't be too complacent with whatever you do today. Don't be too complacent that, oh, all is well. In this journey of life, nothing is permanent. Even the Bible said it. It said wealth is not forever. A time comes, it flies. It has a generation, it will stop. But all the same, you can fortify your defense. How do you do that? That is the message. I don't want to take it too long, so I'm just cutting, but going straight to the point. Now, the essence of this platform is to bring succor to those who are stranded already and those who don't want to be stranded. That if you invest in this platform, every person qualifies to invest in this platform. And this platform also have what is called multiple streams of income inside. And that is why I was able to hold on to it for a very long time before I started diversifying, because there was multiple streams of income inside. So all you need to do is, when I hear people say, I want to set up a production factory, I want to start producing soap, I want to start producing all this local soap, don't forget that production is not the issue, but marketing. You must market whatever you are going to produce. You must bring in all the factors of production together. And the end factor is marketing. Without marketing your produce, there is your product, no way you can make money or make profit or even get your capital back. But here you are, just by partaking in the investment opportunity with your daily consumable. Imagine converting, transferring that expenditures for your daily consumable into an investment that is already waiting for you. You now become a co-owner where the owner produces, then you market it, then you share profits together. So when we talk about a performance, 8%, development, this percent, we are actually talking about, profit sharing. So I'm just trying to cut here and there, but the message is, when we talk about investment opportunity, it is a necessity for every individual that has responsibility. When you want to invest, you look at the kind of investment that will pay you, that will minimize your risk. A risk where, as you are putting in your money, there is something that is coming back to you in return. Not that I keep my money and I will go and wait for it to mature. It will not mature. What you just do is, there is an exchange the moment you are giving out. And that is why we say, when they talk of investment, you have to look well. What kind of investment are they talking about? What is the risk attached to it? Because risk is, you must look at the risk assessment, if it is worthwhile. And what am I committing? And when I commit it, how do I minimize my risk? So it is so simple here. You don't take any
Thank you.
risk.
Thank you so much, boss.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to
Thank you so much.
answer this question. And I believe that it's a good launch pad for our guests to dish it hot today. And thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you all for listening.
All right. Thank you so much, of course. All right. Back to you, both lady. Okay, before I shoot very well, I think, let me say, can you just give us like 2 minutes or 3 minutes recap of what you gave us last week, although I played the video earlier, but just give us like take home on that teaching, because it was more or less like a master class we had last week.
Okay. Okay, so good morning once again, everybody. If you can hear me, please type in the chat box residual income, because that is the summary of everything we talked about last week. Residual income. I'm waiting for people to type that, but while you're doing that, the brief of what we learned last weekend is that, thank you, Mr. Yeah, thank you, IPK Tessie OKK. Thank you for responding. What we talked about when we said residual income is that being wealthy, being financially free is not necessarily having a lot of money. That's not what it is. But being able to be in control of your finances now in the present and also in the future. Being able to live life at your own terms, and also being able to handle emergencies without it affecting your finances. And we also said that financial journey is not something you achieve in one day. It's something that can take you a whole lifetime. And there are stages to this financial journey. So we talked about the 6 stages. We started with the dependent stage, went to solvency, stability, security, independence, and finally freedom. And we said in security, you already have money, right? You have enough money to take care of emergencies, and you start building for your future. We also said that a lot of people have gone through a lot of these financial stages, but they are not aware how far they have come. And that for you to move from one level to the next level, you need to sit down and assess yourself to know exactly where you are at the point where you are. And in assessing yourself, you need to be honest to yourself, and you also need to write down, where you are. It will help in making the decision of the next step. We also talked about, before you start thinking about whatever financial goal you want to set for yourself, ask yourself, what is important to me in my life? What do I really want? What's your goal? When you're able to pencil down the goals, it will help you, with the strategies or the opportunities or the investments you will now take up to help you achieve those goals. We also said that if you one fits all size, one size fits all, kind of goal. My goal may not be your goal. So you don't look at somebody else's goal to decide what your own goal is. My goal may just be to start planning for retirement early. Meanwhile, your own goal may just be to relocate. So we all have different goals. I could decide I want to expand on my business. I want to have so many multiple streams of income. So it all depends on me. So you don't look up to me to decide your own goal. You have to sit down and take a look at your life and decide what you want. We also said that a business opportunity is simply a packaged investment that allows the buyer the chance to take advantage of the occurrence in the market. We listed the different types of business opportunities.
All right. So that we don't go to full length again. If you missed that last week, it's on YouTube. The link has been the link has been posted earlier, so you can just check the chat and you see the link there, so that you can let me load it, and it just needs to listen to it, listen, and listen again. All right, let me ask you this, because please, everybody, prepare your questions. I'm not the only one doing the questioning today. Please prepare your question. If you can put it in the chat, all good. If you can raise your hand so I will mute you, you can do that as well. Now, what factors do we consider when we are looking at or evaluating investment opportunity? What are the factors to consider?
Okay, so I'm going to talk about myself, right? Like I keep saying, there's no one size fits all, but you can pick one or two things from me and put it in your own decision, because what I consider for my business opportunity or investment may not be what you want, right? But there is one thing that is most important. That is the reason for making the investment. Why do you want to do what you want to do? That's the number one thing I consider. Whatever the investment I want to involve myself in, I ask myself, why do I want to do this investment? Number one. Number two, I go all out there to research the market. How is this investment faring in the market? Okay? Going out there to research in the market is not just going to Facebook and see people post, because you know, scammers have even taken over Facebook. They just bring out something and start posting so many sweet stories and all that. No, I go online, I Google, I want to know this particular kind of investment. What are the risks involved in this kind of investment? If I want to do this, what is the risk? Is it something I can just let go of the money gets missing along the way? Is it something that would help me? I find out what's going on in that market. I find out what's the volatility of that market. What's going on? You know, they're going to how the online trading. A lot of people just go into online trading without understanding that the risk level in that online trading is so high that you can be looking at your dashboard and you will see your 100 million go away in twinkle of seconds. But people come and paint the business like it's very easy, you make a lot of money, they don't think about the risk. So I ask myself the reason. I go out to do the research myself. I try to find out the risk level involved in that business. What do I have to lose? What do I have to put in? What if it doesn't work? What if it works? And I now I find out about the company. Those are the things I do before I venture in any opportunity. I find out about the company. Who is the company? Who are the board of directors? What are they about? What do they do? How long have they been there? What is their success record and all that? So that's basically the things I consider before I venture into any investment or business opportunity.
Wow, thank you so much. It's actually boosts our memory now to actually know what to do and all this. Now, how do you assess, let's say the potential risk and return on investment, like your ROI, you want to invest, then how do you assess that? How do you that potential ROI? Because I remember one of the teachings we had, and Honorable Ipiok over the year was actually saying that coming on board Longbridge, he found out that let's look for the risk. Let's look for the risk. And he tried to analyze, look at everything. He couldn't find any risk. And when we are making investment, not necessarily Longbridge or even multi-level marketing now, what are the potential risk we need to look into?
Okay, so let me put it this way. You know, when you're not even inside the business, you cannot really say, you know, completely this is what it's going to be. Because a lot of times what we are told is different from what we experience until we are in. But what I try to do is I try to look at the stories of others. Let me use Longbridge, for example. The life of SC3, Emmanuel Ejuru, is a typical example of me assessing the potentials of investing in Long Beach. I look at his story, where he's coming from, where he is right now, right? I look at other leaders that are in that business. So if you want to go into any business and you're looking at the investment and all, look at people who have stories in that company, not fake stories, people you can talk with, relate with, not social media kind of stories. They come and tell you somebody in South Africa, somebody in China, somebody, and there's nobody in Nigeria. There's nobody you can relate with. So it's, for me, before I go into that, those are some of the things I look at. Look at any returns that is so high, check the risk level. If the return is much higher than the risk level of that same business, I don't go into it. That's the truth. I will not go into it, no matter how sweet the investment sounds, right? If I look at what the risk involved in it, and that risk to me is very high, it doesn't matter the returns, I will not go into it. So that's how I actually assess mine. That's how I do my assessment. So that's what I would also advise, that if you want to go into any investment, please look at those who are already, find out how they fared. Though their situation may not be your situation, but it can also actually be a guide for you.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's actually profound. Before I go ahead, I asked everybody to get your questions ready. Good. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, how do you stay updated? Let me put it that way, on the market trends, because we know the likes of how people go to the socials to market their businesses and all that. But how do we stay updated in the market and for a kind of imagine investment opportunities? How do we stay updated with the market trends?
It's very easy. Online has made the whole world a global village. Online thing, you can find out anything you want to find out by being online.
Everything on the internet.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes. I said that
yes,
now.
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
2023, everything can be gotten online. Okay, a lot of people believe in, how do I even say it? A lot of people wait to be told. They don't go out there to source for information. You have to learn to go out there and source for information. It could be, you could go online to do that. Somebody like me, I make it a point of duty to watch news, Arise News. I do watch Arise News channels sometimes, and I like to watch the business segment. It's just a 1-hour program. It keeps me updated on what is happening in the business world. I still go online, I still Google, I still go to YouTube. You have to actually go out to source for that information. You have to participate in events. But you can't even know an event is happening if you're not even online. The world has gone global now. So if you're waiting for somebody to come and give you that information in your house, you may just be limiting yourself. You may be limiting yourself. So you need to go out. That's how you stay updated. You need to look for this information. And the best place to do is to make sure that you are online, but online on the right purpose. Remember, you have a goal. You have a reason for being online, not online to chit chat and read all the things that don't add to your financial journey. So that's what I'll say to that.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, let me ask this, because we know that every business who have challenges, then can you discuss maybe one time when you have encountered a challenging investment situation? Then how you navigated through it? How are you able to manage through that challenge?
Okay, so let me talk about the major business investments that I've really gotten myself into, apart from buying bank shares, right? The major business opportunity I've taken advantage of is the Long Beach business. That's the major investment that I have taken advantage of and has helped me in my financial journey, giving it speed. Now, I have challenges. There are always challenges. There is no perfect system. There are always challenges. During the 2020 lockdown, of course, it hit us unexpectedly, and the whole world was on lockdown. People couldn't come out of their houses. That's already a big challenge to my business. Then, what really helped me was, even though I love to do physical meetings, but because I had built my team to go beyond my immediate environment, I was also involved in online meetings. So during that lockdown, it was very challenging because people were not coming out. Don't come for meeting. You said you don't want to go out because you don't know what is out there for you. But because, thanks to our leaders who has given us that opportunity to be able to interact with them without necessarily physically seeing them, with all the meetings that we hold in Long Beach, I was able to take advantage of that and keep my
just
team
like
going.
as we are having now.
Exactly. I was able to keep my team going with that. Now, it was also challenging for people to get products. Getting product was also challenging. But because of the way the Long Beach system is, we also have access to stocking lists where you can see a lot of stockists in different locations and all that. I was able to also take advantage of that to push my customers to be able to, get the products where it's closest to them without me having to do that extra work of trying to go out, do weddings and all that. Okay? They are just, I think that the major, that lockdown was really a tight time for us. But as God may have it, actually had to be the best period, best success period with the business. Because we didn't wait for the COVID, or we didn't wait for the lockdown to happen to us. We were already going with the trend of what is going on. We're already seeing that our business can grow beyond our immediate environment. So we're already practicing those things, sending your partners to stockists not in your location, reaching out, doing online meetings and all that. So it didn't really hit that way.
Wow, thank you so much. Okay, we have a question in the chat, and I want to read that to you straight away. So what do you do if your team members slow down in this business due to financial challenges?
What do you do when your team members slow down in the business due to financial challenges? There was something, let me go back to something I defined about MLM. I said the MLM business model is all about using the products of the company of your choice and building small users of the products. Over time, those users become a community that we usually refer to as network. The beauty about this business model is that you build members that cut across the whole world. There is no limitation to your reach. Sorry. What is limiting some of us that we forget is that when you started the business, you started it as yourself. alone. You didn't start the business with anybody. You made the decision, you signed up to Longreach, and you got your code. And in the course of using the products and getting other people to use, you were able to build a community. What happens is that some of us, by the time we have built a community to a certain level, we stop building and start depending on that community to keep buying. But we do not have any limitation. So if your members have slowed down because of financial challenges, your members are not the only human beings in the whole world. They are not. There are still a lot of people you have not reached out to. In a city of 5 million, and you have 5,000 members that cuts across the whole Nigeria, meanwhile, Calabar alone is more than 5 million. What are you saying? What has tied us down is because we have built team members. We forget that we want to get those team members so we can keep bringing people. We stop bringing new people and we focus on those old ones. And when those old ones are no longer working, our business stops working. So you have to move your mindset away from that. Why do you have to be posting your Longreach products on your WhatsApp status, Instagram, Facebook status, and all that? Why do you have to do it every day? Because you want to reach out to more people, not necessarily the ones that are already good. You want to reach out to new people. So if your business have slowed down, remind yourself that you have a financial goal you have set. Remember, we said our financial goal should be smart. And that includes being time-bound. I want to be a Diamond 3, Diamond 4 at a particular time. If the members already on ground are slowing down, then I have to intensify my publicity to ensure that I get in people. So you don't stop building, you don't building your business because the ones who are already existing have slowed down. You don't do that. I hope I've answered that question.
Perfectly. Keep building, and we've been advised that even going on socials, strangers will build your business, even more than family and friends.
For example, so I'm selling clothes, right? I'm selling clothes, buy those clothes and I resell as another part income. What did I do? I realized that if I'm depending on the people who come to my shop to buy, with the financial situation of the country, then I am not ready. So what I decided to do was I went to Facebook and I decided to join market groups in Facebook that is even limited to Cross River states, Calabar online market, Calabar this, Cross River this. I joined those groups and I post my business there. I post my local business there. I post my clothing business there. And every day I have people I don't know come to my shop to buy. In some cases, they come and they even buy more than they are planning to. Some of them come and they want to sell Longreach products. I'm a Longreach member. So I look beyond my immediate environment. So I said, go online, go out. Out is not roaming the streets. Go online. Make use of your data properly. You will see yourself attracting new people into your business.
Thank you so much, Pat. Thank you so much. It's been a great pleasure. Let me ask you this, just to re-emphasize about the Longreach business. Now, we've needed to ask some of the guests on this show to say, do we consider this business, this Longreach business, as recession-proof? If yes, what actually makes it recession-proof?
Come again.
do we consider this long reach business as being a recession proof, going by the world economic downturn now all over the world? So do we consider long reach business as recession proof that can take care of your economic situation?
Yes. Yes. Because the long reach business gives you products that are daily consumables that you use every day. They are always users. Last week, our 3-star was able to share with us products that he's just using in his home. If you are calculating the amount of those products, it's huge. And this is something he's doing on a regular basis. Why is he doing it on a regular basis? Because of the value he gets from it. And like he said, we are not asking you to do something different. We are only asking you to change the brand of what you have been doing. You have been brushing your teeth with Close-Up, change it to Long Reach. You have been taking your bath with Joy Soap, change it to Long Reach. That's all. So the business is one that I can tell you, people will continue to use the product. People will continue to buy the products. If they are not buying from you, it means you're not doing enough publicity to attract them to you, because there are people looking for the products. So it is a yes, 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 yes.
It is really, really a yes, yes, yes. Now, I want to ask you, this is very, very difficult for any long reach product user. Very, very difficult. I want you to say one, or okay, let me give you 2 of the products that you cannot do without. Whatever they say, even though long reach says you can't get this thing or it's too expensive, but this product, whether I'm alive or whether I'm awake or whether I'm sleeping, these 2 products, I cannot do without them. And why can't you do without them? If you have testimony on them, let us know.
In fact, when you say 2 products, you're actually boxing me to a corner, because almost everything in my house is long reach, and I've not stopped using any.
I said it because it is very difficult. But this one is that this one is on my neck, or I just have to.
When you ask somebody a question and the person is trying to think, that means it's a very serious matter.
I know.
Okay, let's talk about cup, our pie cup. The pie cup cannot be overemphasized. What kind of water do we have in our environment? How many of them properly treated? How many of them alkaline? What does this cup do for me? At least, if for nothing else, drinking from the alkaline cup gives me a comfort that I'm drinking right. It gives me that comfort that I'm drinking right. And you know, the beauty about this cup is that you buy it just once. It's not something you buy over and over and over again. And the only thing you can do is to, change the, what do you call it? You can actually change
the filter. The filter.
The filter, thank you. Yeah. And you do that maybe once in 3 years, or as the spirit leads you. But you buy the cup and it's once for life. All you do is activate and reactivate. And activating and reactivating it is very easy. So that is number 1. I cannot, no matter where I'm going to, I have to carry it along with me to be sure that that environment, I'm not going to be sick, because a lot of things that causes you sickness is from the water you drink. So that's number 1. Now, number two, let's talk about the snake oil. The snake oil is something that has been scarce, but it's something I also don't like. Because the snake oil does a lot of things for me. At least if you're looking at my skin now, that one, they help me. It helps me. And for the times I feel pains on my body, maybe my joints and all that, I use the snake oil on it. When I feel anything that is on my skin that I think is abnormal on the skin, I use the snake oil on it. It's something I always have. So can I talk about one more, please? The mouth freshener. The mouth freshener
Right.
is also something that I can't do without. Apart from the fact that it keeps my breath fresh, with the mouth freshener, even my son, whenever he starts all this coughing, I just give him mouth freshener. It helps him. It relieves you of any clustering on your chest. So it's another product. And mouth freshener, you can give it to anybody to use. You can lend yours to somebody. Somebody can be choking. I remember I had once a child came to my shop and she started sneezing and all that. The mother said they've been giving her this, that. I just brought out the mouth freshener from my handbag and I sprayed it into her mouth. I told her, I said, give her 3 minutes, she'll feel relief. So mouth freshener is another product I can't do without. Even if Long Beach, if only enough, it's not even expensive like that.
Thank you so much.
I don't want that. Okay, you have yours there.
It's not.
So,
but what I have discussed with some of the staff directors is that please just tell Longreach maybe they should just increase the size, because in no time this thing just finishes. And I'm like, see, some of us that do the talking, some ask or wonder what are the things that keep us going. I don't know, because there was a time I had to be tested maybe for my sugar level and all that. I had to do away with my 5 cup for like 1 month. Why? Because it wasn't that I wasn't having a sugar intake, but because it was getting just normal all the time. And at a point in time, it dropped. I'm like, I think it's this cup. I just called the 3SD and okay, so let me do away with this cup for a while. See,
the cup. Sorry, I want to say something. For the cup, it helps you trim down.
Yeah, go ahead.
So trim down and all that. You can actually use the cup once a day. Just drink water from it once a day, not consistent on it, You can just take it once a day and it's okay.
So there are no gainsayings concerning Longreach products until you have tested these products. You will think that, what are these people just saying? Sometimes, of the truth, coming on bus on Longreach Sunday Night Live, and it will be like, I said, boss, I don't know how to talk today with my voice. He said, is your mouth freshener finished? And all that. I said, sometimes when I don't have it, like now when I try to put off my camera and all that, I would just try to put on my throat and all that just to get my voice clear. And if it has not been working for me in the past years, I will have dropped it. These products, the potential, the potency behind these products gives us confidence to actually talk about them. Thank you so much, Boss Ivory Olu. It's been a really, really great pleasure to have you with us. Thank you. You have made yourself so vulnerable that we have to change your calendar. We have to disturb your sleep. But thank you so much for actually loading us. We really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. We can't thank you enough. Okay, somebody just asked something. Now we have Sir Peter amongst us, and he's been a great father to us. He was here during the Father's Day, and he dished out great nuggets. Now, on this topic, we had investments and opportunities, making your financial journey worthwhile. And this leader has actually taken us for 2 weeks. What do you have to tell us, going by the dates you've seen over in business, in raising family? You've been married for 35 years and all that. So what can you advise us, sir?
Wow. Thank you, Seton. First and foremost, I want to thank Ivory Olu. I was so excited last week when she came on board to talk about investment and opportunities, and I had a lot of nuggets. So
Wow.
today when I saw the flyer, I was just praying I do not miss the opportunity of the follow-up. And when this evening came and the network were all misbehaving, I said, well, thank God my phone is working. I will be on call. So like you said at the beginning of this outing, what she did last week and the follow-up today is a master class. It's a master class. I took all the jottings, and I can assure you, I don't think she has left out anything regarding investment and opportunities.
Oh,
Wow.
thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's great to have you. Thank you so much for giving us the fatherly road, and we hope we continue to see you. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, sir.
My pleasure.
Once again, I want to say a very big thank you to Boss Lady Ivory Olu for dishing out nuggets to us, and it's been a really exciting time. We will have been going on and on. Some like 2 or 3 questions popped into my head, but because of our time, we may not be able. Yes, we may be able to take it. The chat is popping up. Please let's love on her. Let's say a very big thank you to her on how she has been able to dish out knowledge to us. Once again, I want to announce, just like I announced last week, next week is on the 9th, and the moving train of CIG Sunday Night Live will be going to Canada as we speak. So because of the time zone and when the guest will be available, next week meeting will be 8 p.m. Nigerian time, UK time, 7 p.m. Ghana, Liberia, and South Africa, I think to be 10 p.m. You can join in with us. And in the Canada and the US, I think it will be about 2 p.m. as well. So 2 or 3 p.m., please log in and say it to your team members. Next week will be 8 p.m. and not 7 p.m. Thank you so much, everybody. I remain Simply Seton, and join us again next week.